Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Talk in the Middle podcast. This is Couch Talk. I'm here with some great individuals, man. Um, co-host,
Tutu.
what up, though?
What
What
up?
up, though? What up, though? My co-host over there, Tutu, man. What's good? What's good?
Nothing much. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this talk because we got some juicy topics. So I'm here for everybody.
Oh, okay.
I don't like juiciness. Yeah.
Hey, man. In the building, I got Femi, Dr. Fem Dizzle. Y'all know him from the Africanist podcast. What it do, my brother?
How you doing, bro? Thanks
I'm
for
chilling,
having me,
man.
man. I appreciate y'all.
Man, no doubt. Right next to him, man, is the beautiful and only Nancy. Welcome back to the Couch Talk.
Thank
What's
you.
good with you?
I'm well. I'm excited.
Oh, that's for sure, man. Bring that excitement. Dan, I see you over there, man. What's good? Thank you for coming back. And right next to him is Essie. Did I say it right?
Essay.
Essay. Oh, my bad, man. My bad, Essay. You know, I'm known for butchering names, so. Where you from, Essay?
I'm from Nigeria.
Where are you? Ibokwenu?
No.
Akwa Ibom. Where you from?
Delta Yoruba.
Hey. Báwo ni kí ló ń ṣe?
Adúpẹ́ o.
Yes, that the connection. Right next to you, your Nigeria brother Aziz, aka man, what's her name again?
AKA the problem starter.
What up, though? And right next to Aziz is the one and only Joshua, the people's champion for the Couch Talk. Dun.
And for
What up,
Joshua.
Wow, really?
People's champion.
Where you come with this people's champion thing?
It's you're the people's champion for the Couch Talk. You know, their favorites. Yeah. Because you've been speaking the truth. But don't worry, we'll see how that turns out today.
This one is gonna
people in this joint. This one will change people. Anyways,
challenge.
on the other side is the one and only Lala, living life. What up, though?
Hi.
Say, smile like you take your passport size photograph.
Oh, AK.
What up, though? Anyways, I'll just look at it. And right next to us is the one and only Nora Frida. Hey, look at that.
Really? Really? Wow, Nora.
Okay,
You deserve a reintroduction. That was lame.
Yeah.
So I said right next to her is the one and only Auntie Nora Frida.
You have to
What
think
up, though?
about it. Don't come at my girl like that.
Okay, listen.
You
Don't start
already know.
yet. Calm down. You're already here. Calm down. Anyways, man, listen. Follow us on all social platforms at SITM Podcast. The website is sitmpodcast.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest on all our Couch Talks, weekly episodes, what have you. Our blog section is popping. You know, go read. Nora and Lala told me, they're about to submit a dope ass blog post, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's why I like it, man. 2 weeks ago, is it 2 weeks ago or last week? The ladies, they had their Couch Talk. They answered this question, so the fellas felt like they needed to,
Oh my God.
respond back.
Oh.
For whatever reasons, I don't know. So, let's give them, a platform to respond and see where it goes. Tutu, do you want to read the question?
Okay, so I'm gonna read the question. Okay, so my girlfriend of 6 months has been out of work for the past 2 weeks, and she just got word that she will be laid off permanently. She asked, could she move in with me? I told her that I'm not ready to share my home with anyone. She offered to pay half of the bills. I declined. She then proceeded to ask, could I pay her rent for the next month? I told her that I'm uncomfortable doing things that a husband should do for my girlfriend, but I told her that she could borrow $300. She says that I'm wrong for not helping her out during her time of need, but that isn't the case in my perspective. She says that she isn't sure that she'll continue dating me. So, fellas, Fellas. You gotta wait in. Josh is waiting for this. Josh has been waiting.
But did we have this?
Josh has been fuming about this.
Oh, goodness. All right. I don't know if you guys remember what our response was, the ladies. If you guys don't remember, Lala and Nora, if you guys could help me with the response that we gave them so that way the guys have a response to piggyback off of.
Lala, you want to go?
Response, well, Nora, you want to go?
No, go ahead.
My response is
Hold on.
6 months.
Lala, hold on. Let's see how much you guys remember, right? Because they've been kicking me about this question, so I wanted to respond to it, and let's see if the
Josh, I know you're salivating at the
Aziz, Dr. Femi, Josh, the floor is yours. Any one of you, could answer the question.
Nora,
Or
go
comment
ahead.
on that.
You want to go first? It's up to you.
Whoever.
Who you want to go
Aziz,
first?
go ahead. Aziz, go ahead.
So the comment was if somebody had 300, if a chick asked,
What's going on?
Child. Let's be focused.
Wait,
Man, come
pay
on, dog.
attention.
Did I read the thing again one more time?
Please read it, Auntie. Read it so we're clear.
Pay
Read-
attention. Have you heard? Hold your ear.
Read it because I know broke babes are always wanting us to take care of them. So read it.
Okay. So my girlfriend of 6 months has been out of work for the past 2 weeks, and she just got word that she will be laid off permanently. She asked me if she could move in. I told her that I'm not ready to share my home with anyone. She offered to pay half the bills. I declined. She then proceeded to ask me, could I pay her rent for her next month? I told her that I'm uncomfortable doing things that a husband should do for my girlfriend. But I told her that she could borrow $300.
Thank you.
He says that I'm wrong for not helping her out during her time of need, but that isn't the case in my perspective. She says that she isn't sure if she will continue dating me.
Hey, she's mad. Am I her sugar daddy? Or am I the Jay-Z to a Beyonce? She's very stupid in the head. Eh? Why should she be expecting me to save her? Do I look like Captain Save Them? Eh? Am I Jesus? If I can spare you 300, take it or leave it. How much is did she not get a stimulus check? Eh?
No!
Come on, man. I'm
Man.
sure she got her 1,200 plus my 300. That's 1,500. Damn.
Oh, hell no. This is
She can get lost.
Hey, move on.
Yeah.
If she got the 12, why should I help?
Thank you.
Wait, time out. Before y'all start throwing these stimulus checks.
Eh?
What if she didn't get her stimulus check yet? Okay, say stimulus checks didn't even drop yet. So
Thank you.
So
Okay, if the money ain't there yet and you know it's coming, I'll pass you the money because maybe I got it first. But then, like, you're not fully broke. You know what I'm saying?
Preacher.
No.
Wait. Y'all confused. No.
Preacher.
Everybody getting it, right?
No, wait. Technically, this whole discussion dropped before the whole
Before the whole stimulus check bill was even passed.
out the stimulus check talk. So
Let's keep the stimulus check out of it and just try to address it in other terms.
In other terms, right?
Yeah, so let's just cancel out the stimulus checks.
I was joking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, was it? But I mean, the guys had something to say, so let's listen to the guys that
Yeah,
had.
let's listen to them. Aziz, come on. Let's hear what you guys said.
and to be honest with you, I'm actually with the ladies. I think dudes don't get it. To be honest with you, I think a man has to actually earn a woman's trust. I think guys want everything and they don't want to give anything. And you got to earn the right to be heard and to be respected.
Oh, we about to stand for Aziz.
You're talking about $300? $300? Bro, you shouldn't be dating that guy anyway.
Aziz, you're right below me. I'm sprinkling, showering blessings on top of you.
Hi. Aziz, you are taking on the women.
Man, the truth is that today's men don't know how to be men.
Preacher.
They need an education.
Wait, Aziz, say it louder for the men in the back name AK that don't know what you're saying. Say louder. Say louder.
Today's men don't know how to be men. I'm not saying AK is one of those men. She just said that. I'm just saying today's men don't know how to be men. A man's role is to provide and protect. If she needs $300, you're supposed to give her $3,000. And if she's for 6 months and she needs someone to pay,
Good God in heaven.
you're supposed to cover her rent forward. That's what men do.
Listen.
That I've seen something. I'm sorry.
Slow down real quick, but I'm not trying to cut you off. But
No, we got.
brother.
God, what's wrong?
If you ain't got the money, don't try to put yourself in situations you cannot afford.
Hold on, Dan. Hold on, real
You
quick.
guys
Hold on. 1 second. Let's have some house rules real quick, please. Can we not talk over each other? 1, 2. Please let the other person finish. Then you could take over. I think we mature enough, to let one person finish. Then we talk. Then man, we got time, man. You know what I'm saying? We got time. We're not gonna fight over this. Anyways, go ahead.
Wait, so before we go forward, can we I just want to highlight the points because I feel like there's some confusion in terms of what is or isn't being done. Number one, she did say she would move in and help with the bills. He's not comfortable with that. I bet. She was like, all right, number 2, help pay my rent for next.
Not help. Pay my rent.
Okay, help because she's gonna pay back, but tomato, help pay my rent for next month. I bet he's not comfortable doing that. Instead, he was like, I'm gonna give you $300 towards the rent that she will pay back. So it's like, I just want those 3 points to be in mind. Is this, she's not asking for a handout, just to be clear.
Even if she was.
This wasn't done.
Even if she
was. What you
Put my hand up for this one real quick. So this is the thing. I completely understand the whole thing. You were somebody, help them out, blah, blah, blah. That's cute and all. But my thing is this, right?
That's cute.
If we're dating, okay, we need to get to a point where I'm comfortable for you to move in with me. Okay. If we're not at that level yet, to be honest with you, there's homeless shelters, sweetheart. I can't help you with that. You got friends. You got all this stuff. If we're not there yet, you're not coming in. It's point blank, period. And don't tell me it's because I see you naked, you see me naked. Okay, fine. Even crazy people see him naked on the street. But my thing is, if I'm not ready for that step yet, it's not gonna happen. Now, in this scenario, guy goes ahead and tells her, hey, look, what I can afford to give you, because I know I cannot pay your rent, even though you say, okay, you're gonna come in, you're gonna pay half the rent. I'm not gonna do you moving in, fine. You're gonna get your own apartment, you want me to pay your rent for that next month. I'm not in that financial position to do that, but I'm like, hey, how about this? I could give you $300 for now. The scenario does not say you need to pay me back next month. It's a loan. So we'll discuss whatever the terms are of when you can pay me back. As your man, I would not expect you to pay me back if you cannot afford it, okay? If you cannot afford it or you're still in the same trouble thing, it'll be dumb. Why even give you the money? I might as well just give it to you as a gift. So him going out and saying, okay, this is what I'm capable of giving you and giving it to you is one thing. Expecting somebody to forget whatever past trauma they've been through or whatever else they've been through, their life experience, to accommodate you is almost like selfish, to say the very least. Because I guarantee you, and I hate to even bring this up because I'm about to touch some sensitive spots. If you've been in an abusive relationship, or you've been sexually assaulted, and you're not even ready to get intimate with your partner yet, but they're telling you this is my expectation. If they put that upon you, that's not fair, right? Using that same thing, if he's not ready for that thing yet, don't put it on him and say, you're less of a man because you don't want to do this. Because if the tables were turned and they said, oh, you're less of a woman because you don't want to do this, that wouldn't taste so good, would it? You know? So that's the thing. It's like, if this is what I'm capable of doing right now, I don't see what's wrong with it. However, if you come into the relationship with a whole lot of entitlement and expectation, instead, and that's man or woman, don't be surprised if your partner's expectations don't match up to yours and you're offended. That is my personal opinion.
I agree with King Kunta in the sense of, my bad, your name says King Kunta, so I would call you
Yeah, that's fine.
my man. In the sense that, yeah, I mean, initially I was, just trying to be funny, but in all seriousness, it depends where we are in our relationship. It depends what level we're on. I'm gonna want to help you, because I mean, you my girlfriend, but we may not be on that level of move in. So what I'll try to do is talk to you about less exhausting alternative options. Like, if you don't move in with me, your boyfriend, am I literally the only person? Do you have a sibling? Do you have a parent? Do you have a bestie? Like a cousin? Is there somebody else, besides myself that you are able to move? I mean, I know because we're boyfriend, girlfriend, in your head, you might think, okay, we probably gonna get married at some point, so let's me move in. But that may actually have an effect on our relationship that maybe I'd rather us not, endure. So maybe because of that, I would try to exhaust all other options. I mean, let's say if like in a case where, let's say, you're literally the only family member you have, then in that case it's either me or in the streets. I'm not gonna, of course, have you be in the streets.
That was an exaggeration, just so we're clear, right?
Yeah. I of course I understand. I'm just saying, if it was like literally, let's say you're here for your schooling and your entire family is in like Nigeria or something, and then in that case, I'm probably gonna, I'm not gonna have you outside. But other than that, if we're not ready to move in, I don't think this situation will be okay, let me move her in. Nah, because it's like, that's a big step when it comes to a relationship dynamic. And I just don't think that because of this, I should just hurry up and move you in. And also on her part, I don't think she should like have that expectations of him. You know what I'm saying? You can present your case and what you're going through to your boyfriend, but don't vilify him if he's not like, oh, move in tomorrow. Like, of course, hopefully you will like for him to like offer some type of assistance, some type of help, some type of like productive solution. But you shouldn't like just vilify him if he's not like, yeah, I'm gonna save you from this. I mean, because you don't know what he's dealing with as well. So I mean, that's just my take on it.
Aziz said something too about men don't know how to be men. But in the scenario, the guy says something. He said something that was very, very key. He said he doesn't believe that as a boyfriend he needs to be doing husband duties. At this point, if I even still looking at you, if I have to bring up the fact that it's just boyfriend, that means I'm not even seeing us going any further. But I don't see us going past that yet. I haven't seen us being. No. I'm just cutting. I can see you, Lala. Stop. But my whole thing is, if everybody else, you have to be able to play your role. Because at the end of the day, if you're my girl, if you're just my girlfriend, and I'm over here and I'm mad that you're not doing wifely duties, why didn't you come over and cook for me if that's what you want from a wife? I don't know, because she's your girlfriend. She didn't come over and do that. So why am I, your boyfriend, having to be like, I am almost like I'm required to provide for you? Like, no, chill out, guy. We're here, we're still trying to figure each other out. We're still trying, that's the whole dating, boyfriend, girlfriend phase. After that, that's where you move on to that. Now, when it comes time where it's, we're working towards a marriage or whatever it is, then yeah, facts, I get it. I'm the provider, I'm the protector, I make sure everything good to go. I'm not gonna let my fiance go and my fiance, first of all, is gonna be moving in with me before we get married, point blank period, none. So I don't know.
Kunta, how long you been single?
Ask him again.
Humble giant.
Honey.
Wait. Are all the guys then putting their opinion because
I just want.
Dan, did you speak? I feel like Dan, did you speak?
Well, I cut off Aziz and he wasn't done, so I want him to finish so I can actually make my point. Because
Oh, damn, about to hate. Go ahead.
I'm just waiting on him to finish up. Just
the only thing I was going to say is I don't think guys should be dating if their money is not in order. You should be ready for whatever she brings to you if you want her to be your chick. And if your money's not right and you can't do simple things, then you don't need to be ruining her life too, because your life's not in order.
Wait, hold on, time out.
You know how I feel about
take care of this.
Aziz,
Uncle
Aziz, the
AK,
question
speak, please.
Aziz, the question is, what do you consider simple? What is simple and what's hard?
I think if somebody's asking you to borrow 300 and you don't have 300,
Now he's giving her 300.
you should probably get a.
You are like, right now all you're seeing is the 300, right? There is more than the 300.
Offering the 300. That's what he's doing.
What I'm actually seeing is the fact that she's committed to you in every way, and you can't do the same, especially when it comes to finance.
See,
so if I can't provide and protect for her, then why are you with her? Let her go find the right guy, because it's not.
Are you providing protection for every girl you from the moment you start dating?
I'm dating you. I'm with you.
From the moment you start dating?
Yes. If I'm with you, bro. Ask about me.
Good for you.
Aziz.
Ask about Aziz, man.
Aziz.
Well, I will agree with some of the guys and what they said.
Which guys?
This is the thing, though. This is what I don't understand. Maybe it's me, right? It's like this.
Speak your mind.
We just started dating, and then something like that happens. I'm sorry. There's something that I've learned. It's this. You can't help others before you help yourself.
Bingo.
Now, if the only dollar sign that can come out of my account without breaking everything else that I've worked for is $300. Listen, that's all I got. And if, I will say this, if as your man, me having $300 is not enough, you have the right to leave.
Go file unemployment.
Personal. I'll be real.
But
listen, because of how I do things.
Everybody needs a little of humble giant in their life.
Like for real. Like listen.
Do it, Aziz will.
Dating somebody, right?
Push the zero and get with a hero.
It's cool. Like I'm not. Listen, if you break up with me because I'm broke, it's okay. No hard feelings. I'm broke. I'll be better someday, and then if I run into you again, then we can continue from where we stopped. But like, real talk.
You know, there where you're not continuing with her. Continue.
Wait, can I?
But like, my point is this: if I'm dating somebody, because me, I feel like I put a title on something that I see going beyond that title. So because of that, if we're dating, like Doctor said, if I'm the last like situation where you have to move in with me, even though I'm not ready, we can work it out. But until I'm ready for you to move in, because it's so weird. This is the thing. I don't know how, like, and women will help me with this. How do I bring up, let's say you move in, you get back to work, everything works out. Like, how do I tell you now it's time to
Get
leave?
out.
Like, I don't know.
I think it's all about, like, if you don't want her to move in, that's okay. I think it's his approach to how he voiced what his end of the deal is. I think he would have been more caring and forthcoming about it. Hey babe, I'm not comfortable about someone being in my space. That's a personal problem of mine, but I can help you update your resume. I know this person who has a job opening. I'm there for you. You can verbalize that. I don't think he verbalized that. He basically said, "Here's 300. That's I can afford." Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Like, like, like there is more to that than just that. I can understand personally if you don't have 300, yeah, that's fine. Like, I understand finance, but you have to go the extra mile and go the extra step in helping me financially. Is in this situation, financially is not all I need. Emotionally, you're using your resources to help me. Like, you have to put in the extra foot to know that you're invested in this relationship and invested in taking the next step with me. Like, for this girl, cut him off.
Listen, what if he was not that invested in it?
So, AK, actually, let me.
All the scenarios you're saying, they didn't even talk about him in the scenario. When you say he could have told you about the resume and all that, they didn't bring him up in the scenario.
Wait, Nora, land.
I have like a basic. I think I'll try to reiterate my point from last time. 6 months in a monogamous relationship. That means 6 months from the time. Excuse me?
That's too long.
Let me finish. 6 months from the time you and the man decided that, like, we're gonna be together, we're in a monogamous relationship. You guys might have done some dating before where it's like, I'm feeling you out, but like 6 months from the day you guys decided to be committed to one another. 6 months, if you guys haven't had certain conversations, some of your beliefs haven't aligned, why are you in a relationship for 6 months? That's half of a year. That is half of a year where you're in a monogamous relationship. And mind you, this is an adult relationship. This is not a high school relationship. This is an adult relationship where both of y'all might have degrees, both of y'all have jobs, both of you guys have households that you pay for. And you're in a 6 month monogamous relationship with another man, and you're telling me you haven't had conversations about where you guys are in terms of finances, where you guys are if babe, if this happened to me, what would you do? And another thing for me personally, this is just me, my take. My relationship, the foundation has to be a friendship. I'm sorry, if I'm in a committed friendship for 6 months and my friends ask me, forget the finances, there's a lot more that you can do to support that person on a basic friendship level. And I'm like, if you can do that, why can that not be like a fiber in your relationship? So that was like rubbing me the wrong way, like, yo, like, you can just, here you go. You can just have it. There you go. Like, what? So like when she was like, oh, I might not continue, I'm like, no, I will not continue. I'm sorry. This just showed me that the 6 months, I definitely wasn't doing something right.
Well,
Wait, I don't think
something right.
I think it's true. I think if in 6 months' time you guys haven't talked about finances, your relationship is going nowhere. Like, what are y'all doing?
I mean, wait, hold up. You
I
talking
think
about
6 months is too short of a time to be knowing any nigga pre-talk or post-talk.
There's a difference.
Listen,
There's a difference. We
I'd
talking about
rather
finance.
pick alone than ask a nigga to do that shit for me. Cause
And Lara.
An adult relationship for 6 months? That's half a semester, man. I could get.
Sweetheart,
There's a difference.
I mean, that's a full semester. I said that's a full semester.
Do you have anything to say?
Look, there's a difference between being aligned financially and allowing somebody to move into your house. My finances got nothing wrong moving into my house. It's about trust. It's about trust, I guess. You know what I mean? Letting that person come into your personal space, like, that's huge. That's what the issue is. And yeah, the money, of course, but when you talk about finances, yeah, of course you can talk about that, yeah, but we talk about moving in or helping her out with her rent or whichever. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
The moving in though is you're helping somebody else, but putting yourself at risk if you're not ready for it. If I'm not ready for somebody to be in my space, I'm gonna jeopardize my well-being for you. Like, hell no, it's not happening.
Nah, I think what they're talking about is your manner of approach. Okay, you don't have it, but how are you approaching it? How are you communicating it, right?
But that's the thing. That's what I was saying. When she talked about he could help with the resume, he could help whatever connection he has. The guy could have done that. This could have been the first time we're talking about it. I haven't thought about it. Fine, bet. Tomorrow we'll sit down, we'll do this and this and that and that. But right now, what you talked about right now was where to stay. And I'm telling you how I'm addressing it when it comes to a place to stay. When we're talking about how you're going to get back on your feet, that's another topic we're going to have later on. With that one, I fully agree. If the guy's not willing to be there in any other way, help you get back to your feet, that's definitely wrong. They're not supposed to leave you high and dry. But when
Josh,
it's where you need to be staying at, or you moving in with me, or me paying your rent, or I can't, and me giving you $300 is not enough, and expecting you to pay it back.
That's it. What do you have to say?
So I think it's myopic to think of the situation of her asking you, insisting that she move into your place is selfish. Because if you're in a relationship, part of the relationship is compromise. Yes, like I know as a person, like I hate sharing my space. Like my sister is also in the city, but when it was like, okay, are you gonna stay with your sister? Or are you gonna move to another city and stay with an uncle? Both of us were like, she's going to another city. I don't want her in my space, and that's my sister. But if last, she can't go anywhere, I'm sucking it up and I'm letting her in, because like as much as I'm not comfortable with that, like do you understand that like, this is a relationship? Compromises need to be made if I really and honestly truly care about this person. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be a last situation. If you're like, I really, really, really need this help right now and I don't have the time to try and figure things out, I just really want to be with somebody I trust, then like I'm making that compromise, even if it's not necessarily like my favorite thing to do. Like I'm making that compromise because I care about that person.
I feel like a statement I made earlier might have misled people. When I said the whole homeless shelter thing, that was a joke, by the way, okay? If push come to shove, and there's no other option, I understand. There's ways to set boundaries and let them in. My problem is expecting that off the initial start, I need to agree to your initial request of, hey, can I move in? I'll pay half. Yes, and I'm expected to say yes to that. You know, if there's no other way, then yeah, we can figure out something like, look, it's just gonna be this one, this way, but I'm not expected to agree to that. This is not something that, because we've been dating for 6 months, for half a semester or full semester, whichever one, I'm not required to do jack shit. As simple as, you know what, if we've exhausted everything, we can entertain the idea, but don't impose it on somebody that this is something that they are required to do us or whatever. Because that's the vibe I got off of it. The same way the vibe they got off of it was like, no, move away. I took it as something that's being imposed on somebody. That's what I was saying. Why would I jeopardize myself to accommodate somebody, even though relationships are all about compromising? I get that. But there's got to be other alternatives before we just say it's you or nothing. You know, and I feel like we don't even have the full story. I mean, yeah.
There's a perfect segue. Let me ask Nancy this, right? What is most important to you in a relationship? Trust or loyalty? And why?
Why do I have to pick one or the other?
Right.
Yeah.
Why can't I have both?
Why can't
we're having a conversation, man. Damn, don't shoot me. I'm just talking now.
I feel like
I'm just talking.
Well, let Nancy talk.
I wasn't even trying to attack. I was curious as to why we have both. I personally without the other. So answering the question would be a little bit tough for me because I personally need both. So I'm not going to compromise on either.
Okay, let me ask you this then, because you've been very quiet down there. So, you know what I mean? What makes you feel most empowered in a relationship?
Most empowered in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
I think having someone that I know that not only am I not connected to them, but I feel like they are a team player. I feel like we can be partners in this life. I feel like there's respect, reciprocity. I feel like there's affirmation in the relationship to where I don't have to question anything. I don't have to worry about anything. There's a sense of comfort with who I'm with. I think those situations definitely make me feel very empowered in a relationship.
Dr. Findizo.
What it do?
What it do, player?
What it do,
What makes
baby?
you feel most empowered in a relationship, my guy?
Man, I mean, you know, I'm a self-sufficient brother. All I need is peace of mind and compatibility. If we are at peace and we are gelling like jelly, you know, I'm Gucci, man. Don't be one of them nagging ass women. You know what I'm saying? You know that.
Jesus
You know.
Christ.
You are saying you
Hey,
guys. You are
but
saying
then
you are saying
you guys came with something different.
no. It's so crazy. Women can say, "Oh, broke ass sneakers," and they will just be basketty boo. But if as soon as a brother say, "Don't be nagging ass women," it's Jesus Christ. No, some women nag. I'm not saying all women nag. I didn't say Isatu, Nora, and Lara. I didn't call you by name. I did not. So don't feel so personalized and attacked. I am just speaking. Y'all asking me what makes me feel, empowered, whatever. Give me peace of mind. I didn't.
What does peace of mind look like to you, Femi?
And that's what I'm saying. Stop nagging me.
What does peace of mind look like to you, Femi?
I'm explaining to you. When I come home, make home a place that I look forward to coming to. Not, oh, you came late today. You can. Where did you go? You know, like you. If y'all can catch a drift, stop displacing your trust issues on the other person and trying to act like that brother or that human being. It's living foul.
I mean, don't you think that peace of mind is a two-way street in that, like, if you want home to be a place of peace, you have to give that to receive that. You can't just I come home late. I didn't receive that message that
what you are doing.
The home is a two-way street, right?
What you guys are doing is victim shaming.
I'm not.
You are victim shaming.
What?
It's like those. Like those people that tell people, and this is very dicey. You don't tell. Oh, she shouldn't have been wearing those short clothes. You don't say that. You don't say that. I've heard some
parallels where there are none.
But what do you mean? Why are you acting like in order for someone to not have a peaceful home, that means they're not providing peace? That's pretty much what y'all saying to me.
But my question is to you is, what is a peaceful home for you? What is the characteristic that you seek in a peaceful home?
I think the issue is that she asked you what does a peaceful home look like, and all of you.
Go ahead.
I think the issue is she asked what does a peaceful home look like, and all your answers referred to other people, not you. So like you're not even implicating yourself in creating that peaceful home yourself.
The question was asked, what do you need from that other person? It's not saying, what do I need to
That was not the question.
AK, can you re-ask the question?
What makes you feel most empowered in a relationship?
Exactly. So you're asking like what that other person needs to bring to the table or am I mistaken? Because that's how I took
You're
the question.
mistaken because that's not what the question
How you feel. What makes you feel empowered? I understand what you mean by peace of mind, but
yeah, because I'm thinking you were asking what the other person needs to provide for you to, I guess feel some type of stability in your relationship.
How you feel, my guy?
How you.
I'm always empowered, and which is why I let off with I'm self-sufficient. I feel empowered as an individual in whatever avenue I'm in, whether it's relationship, whether it's me as a whole, whether it's me and my career, whatever. So
you also what?
I said me, whether it's in me and my career or just me as a person. So I don't need, I come in my relationship feeling whole. I don't look for this to complete me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But let me direct that question to Essie.
What do I need to feel empowered in a relationship?
Mm-hmm. What makes you feel empowered? What makes you feel empowered in a relationship?
Being given the room to be shitty, essentially, to put it in like
shitty.
I think like kind of like similar to me. I'm like a pretty never necessarily need someone to like, you can do this, you can do that. Like, I'm gonna go do it by myself, no matter the situation. I think what I need in order to feel like that like this relationship can survive is someone who's like, the day that I really genuinely feel like I can't go out and be a bad bitch and like conquer the world, and I is like, that's fine, and I'll still like love you the same at the same level no matter what.
You will always go out and feel like a bad bitch. Always.
Amen.
Always.
Amen.
Aziz, how you feel about that question, bro?
It's kind of interesting, to be honest with you. I kind of want to piggyback off what Essie said though. Like, for me, it's just about accepting my real, whatever that is. So allow me to be me, and allow me to have my flaws, and allow me to essentially be naked to you and still loving me regardless.
Brother, that hits me to my core.
Yeah. That's really all I require. As long as it's real, it's real. And you always know when it's real.
Till it's not real.
If it's not real.
Facts. Lala.
There's something you said earlier about trust and loyalty. And I don't think there's a way to have loyalty if there's no trust.
Hold on, my guy. Why are you walking backwards?
I had to, because I've been thinking about it. I had to. Because I've been thinking about it, and I've been trying to like be quiet about it, but I just wanted to say that part. I don't think it's possible for somebody to be loyal to you or for you to be loyal to somebody when there's no trust. So in that case, if you choose trust, and you're small-minded, but if you choose loyalty, you get the full package.
I don't think it's one way or another. I feel like without loyalty, there can't be trust. If you're not loyal to somebody, why would you trust them?
Right.
Because it's a two-way street. Trust is more like, I trust you because I know you got me. If I don't know you got me, I can't trust you. I can't.
Facts. There you go. Okay, there you go. So we'll move on now. It felt like a trick question. That's just what it did. It really felt like a trick question. It was bothering me for a minute.
Josh, what you drinking, man? You okay?
Apple juice.
Drinking apple juice.
What you got in your cup, Josh?
Did everybody answer the question? The last
Hey, Lala, what makes you feel most empowered in a relationship?
What makes me feel most empowered is being able to be independent and being dependent in a relationship. So the moments where I'm not able to be a superwoman, the moments where I'm not able to be completely myself, I'm gonna need my partner to kind of step in and like encourage me and like be there for me. So emotional intelligence, emotional availability, that's what makes me feel empowered, because I am independent, but there's some aspect of my life where I need to be dependent, meaning I need to be dependent on other people to be there for me, and that's what I need my partner to be. So I'm an independent woman, but yeah, I'm dependent in other parts, and so I'm looking for a partner who wants to be, who is able to be dependent in the other's part, but still respect my independency and be there. So that's what makes me feel empowered.
Just a follow-up question for you. Just a follow-up question on that. Do you communicate this with your significant other? Meaning, when you don't feel like, oh, you want to be independent, right? You want to depend on them. Do you communicate this with them, or do you expect them to go in your head and bring this out?
So I'm working on communicating.
Every time you say so, it never starts right. Please tell us what happened. Why are you saying so? Every time somebody says so, that means there's something. Why so?
I feel like you should be observant of my characteristics, but then that's a bias of mine. That's a complete bias. But I'm working to be like, hey, I'm falling short on this. I need you to do this. Are you able to do this? You know, I'm falling short on this. I feel like I'm not supported in this. I feel down in this. I feel low in this. Are you able to do this? And if they can complete that, then it's a go. Yeah. If they can't complete that, then I'll be like, okay, what can you complete? Can you complete half of it? like, and just communicate that with me. But I'm working on communicating that, because I feel like in my independency, I'm so independent and I rely on myself so much that I have to, even with my friendship right now, I have to be like, hey, I just reach out to my friends today and I'm like, hey, I need support. This is a rough week. I need support in this. And then like, can you give me support in this? And they gave me support in that. So it's just, I'm working on myself to be communicative on what I want in relationships, concerning being independent / dependency, if that makes sense.
Doop, doop, doop.
Support
Whoever Lala said was a friend, she didn't hit you up today. Recheck that friendship. Anyways, my bad. I didn't say that. Nora, how you feel? How you feel about this question, man?
I think I'm just gonna reiterate what I think a few people said. I think in a relationship, you just want somebody that allows you to be yourself completely. Somebody that can pour into you, you can pour into them. I think somebody that actually, this might sound weird, but somebody that actually wants to be in a relationship. Not necessarily somebody that's just doing it for status quo because of pressure, traditional pressure, societal pressure, or like especially like a man feeling pressure that I have to be in a relationship, or keep some semblance of a relationship. I think just somebody that you can genuinely be yourself.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Nice.
So I have a question. Next question. To like kind of bounce off of that, we'll just ask. So do you guys feel like, is marriage more important to you or establishing your career?
Establishing career.
Huh? I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Is marriage more important to you or establishing your career?
Go ahead, my peoples.
I'll go with establishing.
My answer is career, but that's fine.
I'll say it depends on where I'm at in my life.
Explain.
Very simple. If, like, I feel like, to me, as a person, I have to hold, right? And there are things that I have to do in order for me to be my full self. And if I'm not my full self, I'll always come short within a relationship. So I, as a person, I first have to take care of my little goals, the goals that I set up for myself: career, education, blah, blah, blah. Those are things that will set me up to become the person that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So I don't think there is a statute of limitation of how long you guys can be together before you move forward. And because I feel like there is a communication situation, like you communicate where you're at. Every single step I'm taking, my girl knows about it, right? She knows where I'm at. She knows where I'm going with this. She already knows what my dreams and goals are. Now, there will be compromise where, let's say, I already got the job I wanted. I just got in, though. I wanted to wait for a little bit. But, I mean, like, if I already got there and that was where my goal was at, I don't see the problem of like, all right, let's do it. But if I'm still kind of falling short on me, I cannot fully be with somebody. That's how I look at it.
So wait, I have a question. So what you just said, you have to take care of yourself. Obviously, I understand that. I get that part. So where does the part of building with somebody else come in then? Because sometimes if you're not able to take care of yourself, okay, that's fine. I understand everybody wants to get themselves together before they're with somebody else. But what happens to the fact that if you're with somebody and you guys decide to build together, then where does that come in?
That depends on the person too. Because everybody has something to bring on the table, right? There's a person in which, and I hope it's true, but I feel like as you go, first of all, you have to focus on your goals. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, when you get into a relationship, before you actually make that relationship, you got to ask yourself, what's up? Like, what is it you want? Do you feel like you can deal with a relationship and still do what you put yourself to do, right? If it's not working, you shouldn't be dating. If you feel like you can start dating and still take care of business, it's okay to let the other person know what's up too. Like, listen, me, I'm in this and I'm looking for a good relationship. I'm ready, but these are the obstacles in which we're gonna hit. Like, I will, my career might come in, I might move, I might do this, I might have to follow the job for X amount of time in order for me to set myself to do or go wherever I want to go. I feel like it's all communication. But as a person, career should go first before marriage. That's my point of view.
I would love to hear Madam Nancy's take on this.
I believe everybody's priority is different. I think whatever you believe is a priority for you should be what you should follow and what you should pursue. If you're asking personally for me, marriage is not an end goal for me. I don't think that's where my life ends or is completed. So I would more so choose career first, and if that came along, great. But that's not like my pursuit in life is to find a husband and be married. Like, if that comes along, great. But I want to focus first on building myself up, and then having someone add to that. It doesn't mean that someone can eventually come and join me on that journey, but as a primary focus, I think building career is important for me.
True.
Nora, how you feeling about that?
I have a weird take on this, and I'm gonna answer the question with a question. I've recently had this question with two people because I've come to I'm coming to the realization that, like, am I going to have to choose? Because as a woman with ambition, as a woman who's like, I'm very much in the cut now, finishing undergrad, going to grad school. Like, my ambition is to be on the ground in Africa, doing things in politics. And so, like, as I'm speaking to, because, like, there's not a lot of Black women, African women in politics in general, and then especially in Africa. So it's like I'm speaking with other friends, mostly male, but like maybe a few of my fellow women that are kind of doing the same thing, and I'm just like, is it even a possibility for us? And so, like, I think a friend of mine, I was like, so I've come to the realization that it might not be a possibility for me. And I also have to preface this with saying that you guys, like, some of you guys already know my take on marriage. I believe more so in a partnership. I'm not gung-ho on the idea of marriage. I could care less. But I want this whole fulfilling partnership. But like, I'm just like, maybe it might not happen. Maybe it might not happen, because if I'm forced to choose, then I don't know if that's gonna happen. And I'm speaking about that as a woman. Like, is somebody gonna be willing to maybe do the traveling or do the compromise in terms of, like, we're not gonna be living the traditional life where I come home and I cook every day. I'm not gung ho on having kids right now. I have a very specific plan for when I want to have kids. Is a man gonna want to deal with that? And so, like, with all of that in my head and like where I want to go, like being very, very much ambitious about where I want to go, I'm just like, it might not be a possibility, because if I have to choose, then I don't think it's gonna make any sense for me personally.
So what's your question?
My question is, like, should I even be thinking about that as a possibility? My question is literally like, as a woman that is doing what I want to do, is that even a possibility for me?
Wait, why don't you think it's a possibility? Why don't you think you can have both?
I mean, the reality is, if I'm going to be in politics in Africa, I'm going to be traveling all the time. I'm going to be in different things. Like, a man already, like, in especially traditionally, is already like, he's the one who sets the standards. And again, I don't follow within those bounds, but it's like, is the man going to be willing to shift if I'm the one who's always moving, always shifting?
Yes, he will.
And I like, for me, honestly, looking at our, like, the way, like, our traditional marriages or traditional relationships culturally are set up, even in America, I don't know if a man is gonna be wanting to be traveling, if your wife is always traveling on diplomatic relations. Like, I don't know if I don't know if that's even a possibility.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a normal thing.
That's how it is.
But I mean, it's never from the standpoint of a woman, because I've been to the State Department. I've seen it's predominantly male. Diplomacy is a predominantly male business. Politics is a predominantly male business. I've gone, and it's mostly men. They're diplomats, and they're like, my family has to move every year. You know, if you're working in the State Department, you get a mission every 2 years. You're moving. That means your kids' lives change, and it's always men. So it's always the woman that has to like shift her kids, gather. Maybe she's a housewife. Maybe she has a career and shift. If the tables are turned, I'm saying for me, what I want to do, be very involved. Is a man going to be willing to do that? And I like, that's what I'm asking. Like, I'm like, is that even, should I even be thinking about it as a possibility?
That is a possibility.
No.
That is a possibility.
I understand a little bit what you're saying. So you're saying that out of habit or the norm has been men are the ones that move around and that women stay at home and take care of the kids. But the reality is this, in this new day and age in which we're into, the norm doesn't exist anymore.
Says a man.
Hold on, Dan.
Says a man.
So wait.
And like I said again, I'm speaking as a woman. I'm speaking from the perspective of a woman.
I mean, let me tell you from my perspective, I wouldn't want a stay-at-home woman. I want you to go do what you gotta do because I'm out here doing what I gotta do. Like,
but it's like, go do what you gotta do, but still take care of the home.
But see,
in this case, you're saying you gotta hold the fort down.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sorry, in this situation, like you as the man in our relationship, you're gonna be the one holding the fort down. Like Josh said, it's not gonna be me that's gonna be home holding the fort down with the kids. You're gonna be the one that's gonna sort of be the home base, because my home is gonna be wherever the diplomatic mission is taking me. And so like, is a man gonna, like, I don't know if
Nora, you know, Dan said something about, you know, things have changed. Says a man. I've seen it personally where women have been the ones that are out on the road, are out doing this stuff, and the man has to stay back and hold the fort down. That is very possible. That is something that's very doable. Don't even let that be something that holds you back. Granted, you're gonna have to be more meticulous and more careful as who you pick as a partner, because you have to make sure they do understand from the get-go, listen, this is the life I'm living. This is who I am, and you're more than welcome to be part of it, or you can't, but don't waste my time in between. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it was somebody else, you know, they're saying something about, you know, as a woman, don't tell a guy what you expect because they'll follow a script now. If that's not going to be a script that they're going to try to follow for so long. You're going to be able to weed them out easily. Because at the end of the day, that's just what you are. But it's not that it's impossible. But going back to the marriage and career thing, it's ideally, I hope that, you know, you can have both, right? Where it's like, you know what, you have somebody who's supportive, and that means you're supporting them and they're supporting you. You're both helping each other build and get to that point. But I'm guessing this is in terms of getting married or going to your career. But if it came to pick and choose, I'm gonna choose a career. I'm not gonna go get married and give up my career because at the end of the day, as a man, I'm not gonna say as a man, as Josh, I'm gonna feel some type of way if I don't follow my dreams and follow what I want to do. So that, because my career is more than just it's gonna play a part in how my marriage turns out. Because there's the kind of lifestyle I want my kids to live. There's kind of struggles I don't want my family to go through. I'm not saying I lived a tough life, but if I can prevent my kids and my grandkids from dealing with having the same challenges I had in life, then why not? Why not give them a hand up? So giving that up just for the sake of saying that you're going to go marry, it's like, I'm going to go marry this person and just live a miserable thing. Like, it's not it. It's not it. For me,
I want to go back to what Nora was saying, and also to take it back a little bit to when Femi was explaining something, right? Remember when Femi was talking about women. He was like, some women. Why do you solely choose to say men? And then you're going to tell me, when I say men, I'm not talking about all men. I'm talking about the specific men. If we are talking and we want to, and we placing emphasis on things, then come correct with it. When you say men, are you generalizing? Because I could give you an example. A couple months back, we had a guest called, I think it was Reginald Bullock. If I butchered his name, my bad, dog. But yeah, we had a guest like that, right? Literally, 2 days prior, 2 days after that interview, he packed up all his stuff with his wife because his wife got a job in Rome, and he went with her and their son. So when you say men, it's like no man is doing it, but that's an example of a man who is doing it.
No,
right?
but okay, you're taking an isolated case and
Like,
generalize.
okay,
No, look,
if you want me to give you
look.
numbers, I can give you numbers. And
Hold
I'm
on,
saying that statistically speaking,
in reality,
politics, African politics in general, is a male-dominated business. I'm speaking personally. You don't have a lot of examples where women are the ones that are maybe you're the head of state, and then your family has to be trucking around, moving every two years. Hey, babe, the kids and I. And also, I have to say this: I'm the woman, so I'm the one who's going to be giving birth. So then you have to really and like I said, be very meticulous about when I want to get pregnant, because then okay, maybe I'm on a mission here. And it's like, how does that work? And again, I'm speaking about this as a woman, and I don't know, like, I really wish like other women to chime in and say, because like as women, there's a different sort of pressure and a different sort of reality that you live, especially in a male-dominated world and a male-dominated business.
No, and
I think at the end of the day, it comes down to who you meet and who you want to allow, in this relationship things with. Pretty much, like, if you're having that conversation with somebody, and like we all set in 6 months, right? You realize that, this person is not gonna, like, we don't align, especially when it comes to that, and you keep going, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, right? It's things that you have to establish from the jump as you go. Again, going back to the whole career and marriage thing, you have to set your own priority. Is it a career I want, even though, yes, I want to be married at some point? Yes. Or is it marriage that I want, but I still want my career, but a marriage, is more than that career. You have to find that balance, or you have to pick one over the other if it comes out to that.
So
Why not?
I'm gonna say one last comment, and then Dr. Aziz, is that how you pronounce the name?
Yes.
Then I would like to have your input, because you have but one last comment about that. For me, I was asking the question, I was replying to the question, asking the question that should I even, for me, I almost feel like the choice is automatic for me, in that it's career, because I'm asking the question, with what I'm trying to do, should I even be entertaining the idea? That's what I'm saying. And like, no, Josh, honestly, we can come back to it, because like I do want other people to come in with their different perspectives and whatnot. But I'm just saying, like, I get to pick and choose who I want to have in my life. Yes, definitely. But I'm saying, with the people I'm interacting with and with the way society is set up, I'm asking myself, should I even be entertaining the idea of having a relationship when I have ambitions that are going this way, and it's gonna cause a lot of like ripple effects? That's all.